Hi everyone, welcome to the course, and today we will be learning all about grid. Yes, I know that I have already taught you Flexbox. Now what is grid? So as you saw that how we created anything with the help of, we saw how we can create anything with the help of Flexbox and how we can align things here and there. Similarly, you can create any website and whole layout of the web page with the help of grid, because grid is much more easier, as at some point Flexbox is going to make your website complex, as more lines of code will also be required, but grid will help you make the layout more easy. How? Let's understand this thing. See, what I need to do is I will have the div, like I told you in Flexbox. Similarly, is a div 2, I'm going to have a div 3. Okay, these 3 containers. So let's quickly give it a style. So I'm selecting this div, or let me go with the parent, because we are going to look for the parent properties first and then we'll look for child. Okay, so class name you can put same as child. Okay, and have item 1, item 2 and item 3. Okay, so I hope you have understood what I have done this. So let's select the parent one and add some styling. So I want to give it a background color. Let's go with this one, and let's select your child. Let me give it some height, 300 pixels. 300, I think 600 pixel, and width of 600 pixel would be great. Also I'll add some border, 1 pixel, solid black. Okay, now let's select child element. Now to this child, what I want to do is I want to give it a height of 50 pixel and width of 50 pixel. Okay, so let me just have a border also of 1 pixel, solid black only. Okay, now let's see how this is looking. Yeah, so it's like this. Now let's take a lighter color for this thing. Okay, and let's give it 150. What do I want to do is select this item 1, or do one thing, go to Flexbox topic, we covered, no? So Flexbox, and the same color, copy it from here, because I just don't want to waste the time, and just paste it over here. Okay, and see, this is what it is. Now you can see that by default this particular elements are taking a vertical line. You already know what is cross axis, what is main axis, but let me show you if I'm not giving it any width. Let me comment it out. Okay, grid is basically, as soon as I will write display grid, so where I need to write it, I need to have a parent which is already there to apply grid property, and there are some children's also. Okay, for applying div I need to go for display property as grid, but if you notice I am writing grid, so my whole web page is already partitioned for grid. Now see, if you click over here, you will understand. See, so our whole web page, whenever I'll write grid, display grid, there will be 12 columns Okay, like this page, this whole of the page is divided into 4 columns. So for now I have these 3 columns, these 3 containers, so it is all in one column. Okay, but in the back end there are 12 columns. If I will see how. Let me go with grid template column, and let's suppose I want to have one FR. One FR means one fraction. One fraction. You will see if I write one FR, nothing will happen because by default it is in single column. So if I write one more FR, you will see that one container from here is shifted to this side. That means now it is occupying 2 columns. How? See, when you will click on this thing, see, one column is this, 1 to 2 is 1 and 2 to 3 is another column. So there are 2 columns in total. Similarly, if you write one FR, that means one fraction, it will do the one fraction. That means you can divide the 100% by 3. So it will occupy that much space. See, one column is this, one is this, another one is this. So let me do one more thing. Is what I want to show you is 3, see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So I don't want to repeat it 12 times so that 12 columns will create. How I will show you is I will use repeat function that will take 12 of what I want is 12 of one FR. Okay. So see, 12 of one FR will be there. You won't be able to see it, as you can see that there are not much spacing. So I'll show you. See, you need to scroll it because I have fixed the width. Okay. And I don't have that much of space. Let me just do one thing. Let me do it 50 and 50. See, still there is lot more space. So there are total 12 columns which is divided over here. Now this is where you can give it. Now let me just come back to this thing. Okay, 3, or let me just comment it out in case if we need later we can take. So this is how we can put columns. So if you want 200 pixel and 200 pixels, so 2 columns of 200 pixel will be there. See, 2 columns of 200 pixel is there. If you want one more, 200 pixel will be there. Okay. Similarly, whatever you want, you can write it over here. If we want to have a column, so let me increase one more column. Okay. Now in total, you will see that I have 6 elements. So how I am going to place those elements? So you'll go with grid template row. Okay. Grid template row, 200 pixel, 200 pixel, 200 pixel means that these are going to have a row of 200 pixel. Now see how this from here is 200 pixel and this from here is 200 pixel. Why can't you see that? Is because you have already specified height and width. When you will remove that, you will see that in total it is taking 200 pixel of column and 200 pixel of row. So this 200 pixel space. If you want to increase the row by 400 pixel, the first element I have created. See, so this total will be 400 pixel in terms of row. And if you will increase the space by 500, so it will now increase it. See, this is how these things work. Okay. So you can have as much as column and as much as row. If I want to have 4 columns, so see, You don't have any element for that. Now let's just remove this. So this is what you can decide the spacing, how much you want your height or width you want for each element to occupy in the grid. So one more property let's look in is justify content. Okay, so for justify content, let me just show you that. If you write start and let's remove row, and I want to have it of 200 pixel 200 pixel 3 times. Okay, and let's specify this also, height and width. Let's move it to 150 and 150. Now justify content will align your elements horizontally, as you have seen in the flexbox that the justify move elements horizontally. Similarly, it will move your elements horizontally. See, you have written center. All the elements of the grid, the whole of the grid is now in the center. So if you will move to start, it is by default start. See, you won't be able to see it. Now for the end, it will all go in the end. So if you will go with space between, there will be space between each column, equal space. And if you will go with space around, there will be space around each element. Now see, here there is space, and from left and right both will be considered. This also from left and right, and this also from left and right. All the spaces occupied. So the last one is your space evenly. Space evenly will also have the equivalent space from all these sides of the container. Now see, here, here, here and here. You can even go and inspect it. Click on this. See, there is equal space, as these points are called or known as gutters. Gutter is basically the spacing of each column. Okay. So you can also go with the row gap. Let's suppose you want row gap of 20 pixel. So there will be 20 pixel. As you saw, that element moved a little below. Similarly, you can go with column gap. Let's suppose I want 30 pixel. So there will be 30 pixel between these. Okay. So I hope you have understood this property well. So thank you so much everyone. Rest of the properties we will be covering in the next lecture. Thank you.